Today I'm going to be attempting a 3-marker challenge using all of the markers that I own that aren't just alcohol-based markers. So I'm using metallics and neons and glitters and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be honest, I'm mostly doing this video with these markers instead of just normal alcohol markers because most of the markers that I have at the moment are running out of ink, and I thought that it would make for a terrible 3-marker challenge if I picked out markers that were running out of ink, or if I had to not include them because they were running out of ink. That would give me a lot less options, and I cannot afford to buy some more markers at the moment, so I thought I'd use all of the markers that I know work, which are mostly all of my metallics and glitters and stuff. So I thought it would be quite interesting if I could come up with an idea based on 3 random markers from this pile. So here I'm just giving them a mix up, mixing them around. And now it's time to pick. So number 1, there we go. Number 2. And I'm trying here to just shove my hand down into the pile and just pick up whichever one to try and make it as random as possible. And of course my eyes were closed during this. And there's the 3rd one. So first we have this fine point Sharpie in this bright orange colour. Secondly, the Letraset metallic marker in black. And last but not least, this Spectrum Noir metallic marker in amethyst. And there's the brush side as well. And I also picked 2 more lots of markers from this pile. So I'm hoping to do a couple more 3-marker challenge videos using the 2 other sets of colours that I picked out. So here is the metallic black, the metallic amethyst colour, and the orange. So I'm going to be honest, with this colour scheme, the only thing I could think of was to do something Halloween themed. I know it's May, but I just couldn't think of anything different to do with a black, orange and purple. It's just such a perfect Halloween colour scheme. So here I have some sketches of what I was thinking of doing. I was thinking of doing this witch character. I really liked the first little doodle I did. What? Get out of here. I really liked the first little doodle I did of this little character, so that's what I ended up going with. So here I'm doing the initial sketch. So first I'm trying to just get the basic shapes down on the page. Something that I struggle with is actually, normally I go in with too much detail too quickly and then things end up wonky or not working right in the drawing. So I've really been trying to make a conscious effort lately to get the basic shapes down on the page as quickly as possible, so that I can really see the layout of the drawing before I carry on and do the details. So now I'm just moving on and actually drawing everything in. Here I'm doing the eyes. I just really liked the initial sketch that I did of this witch character, so I just think I really like the hat with the little dangly stars and stuff. I thought it was super cute, and I thought it would be perfect for my 3-marker colour scheme. I do this pose all the time in my drawings. For some reason I always do the one arm down, one arm up thing, and the one leg down, one leg up thing. It's actually getting quite funny. Last year I did a drawing every day for 100 days. I did a 100-day drawing challenge, and it's actually a little bit comical how many of my characters in that sketchbook have exactly the same pose. I might have to show that off at some point. So moving on to the inking, just getting all of the little lines put in their place. Inking is also something I've been working on a lot lately and trying to really improve in my artwork. I always used to do really stiff inking and all of the lines would all be exactly the same like line width, so I've been trying to add line weight and things to my drawings recently. That's something I've been trying to improve on. I really like doing these 3 marker challenges where I actually pick the colours first. I know a lot of people say you should do the drawing first and then colour it with whatever random markers you end up picking out, but I really like picking these colour schemes and then thinking what would work with that colour scheme. I'd be happy to do a 3 marker challenge in the future where I do the drawing first, but this one was really fun. I really liked thinking of what kind of ideas I could do with the colours that I picked. And I think that this drawing turned out perfectly for the colours. So I'm just going and adding a little bit of line weight here and there. I thought that maybe this would add a little bit more dimension to the picture, especially since I'm only going to be using 3 colours. So I think it was good to add some weight underneath and as almost a shadow, because I couldn't really add shadows with my colouring. So I went in first and started colouring the hat with the metallic black. It was actually a lot more difficult than I thought to get these white stars on there. It might be kind of cheating, but I wanted to use the white of the paper as kind of like a 4th colour. Since I had only 3 markers, I didn't want to colour the entire image with those 3 because I think certain parts of the image would look really weird if I blocked them in with the colours. So I wanted to leave these stars white. But it was really difficult actually to get some control with this pen for some reason. The end of the pen is not that thin, so making sure the stars were all the same size was really difficult. And they do look a little bit more wonky now than they did in the original sketch. So I coloured her dress with the amethyst, the metallic purple. I really like these Spectrum Noir markers a lot. But it was really difficult to colour in such a big section with metallic. Also, say goodbye to my line art because these metallic markers just go on top of everything that they come into contact with, so my line work disappeared as soon as the marker went over them. I tried to go around delicately, but it just didn't quite work out. I did go back in a little bit later and add in some of the lines again, especially like the little creases at the tops of the arms and sort of creases on the front of the dress. I had to go back and add in later on. I'm also colouring the inside of the hat with that purple. And then I kind of wanted to add a sort of a shadow at the bottom of this like broomstick with the black. I didn't want to colour the entire thing black. I'm not sure why. Maybe if I was doing this again I would go back in and just colour the whole thing with black, but I didn't want to for some reason. I then also tried to add a little bit of texture to the end of the broom using this metallic brush pen, the amethyst one. And again, I didn't want to colour the entire section for some reason. And then I wanted the hair to be bright orange. I thought it would be so cute. I'm just now remembering I also wanted to give her freckles. I thought it would be so cute if she had little freckles across her face, and I completely forgot to add them in. I'm disappointed. You're not going to see any freckles in this video, I'm sorry. So then the pumpkins, of course, had to be orange. Adding a little bit more of the orange into the image. I also really tried to add shading with this Sharpie by going over and over the sections that I wanted to be darker like you would with an alcohol marker, but it wasn't working. Just wasn't working. So now I'm going back and going over those lines that ended up disappearing from the metallic marker going over them, just adding in a little bit more detail. So here I'm really hesitating whether to add more orange to this picture and like outline her. And I eventually decided, yes, I wanted to add like a little bit of a sort of drop shadow type thing to the side of her, and I'm glad I did actually. I think it added a little bit extra pop to the image, and there wasn't really enough orange going on, so I'm glad I added a little bit more orange in the end. And here is the finished product. My little witch character on a cute little broom with her cute bright orange hair, looking adorable, looking fancy. I'm actually really proud of this image, and I really like the kind of, I don't know whether monochromatic is the right word, but the fact that it's such a limited colour palette looks really nice, and I really like the metallicness and the shininess of her dress and her hat. I think it looks really magical and cute. So, thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. Goodbye.